All right. Well, you probably already know from the thumbnail, but had kind of a bad day yesterday. So I guess this is gonna be a quick life update. I'm gonna try to keep it short and concise, just kind of update you guys as to what happened, where things are at. It shouldn't affect the overall flow of videos here. We still should be working in the shop this weekend, working on the nurse tank. Sunday is supposed to be warm, so I might go down and cut more brush. We'll see how things happen, but basically what happened is yesterday I was coming home from work and was about 2 minutes from my house, and I was coming off of a straightaway into a gentle curve, and I dozed off. Because for those that don't know, I work third shift. That's nights work. My shift is 10 to 6:30, 10 at night to 6:30 a.m. So I was coming off the straightaway, and there's a gentle curve, and basically I must have dozed off right toward the end of the straightaway, and instead of starting around the curve, I was going straight and crossed the center line and hit an oncoming car. Luckily, everybody involved was really lucky. There was some guardian angels riding with us yesterday. The lady that I hit got on her horn really loud, and that woke me up. And if she'd have been a split second later, or if I hadn't heard the horn, things could have turned out worse. But she started on her horn, that woke me up, and I got on the wheel hard. And basically what I did was, she was coming at me, and my front driver's side corner clipped her front end, went up over top of her hood. I bounced off and kind of deflected off into the into the berm on my side of the road, and I basically totaled her car, and obviously I totaled my truck. But like I say, somehow miraculously nobody got hurt. It could have been way worse if I would have been like a foot further over on her side, or if I hadn't have swerved, I'd have went up on top of her, and we probably wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation today. I'm still a little shook up when I think about it, but I keep telling myself nobody got hurt, nobody got in trouble. The police were incredibly cordial about it. Obviously, I got cited as asphalt. I completely agreed with that. I was completely open from the beginning. I said I had my cruise control on, set at 60. I dozed off. She honked her horn. I told them exactly. I wasn't trying to hide nothing because I knew it was 100% on me. Like I say, the police were incredibly gracious about it. I obviously got cited as the accident was my fault, but I didn't get a ticket. Nothing bad happened. Basically, she just told me, try to get more sleep. You're too young to have anything bad happen, because if you'd done something, if you'd hurt or killed her, it would have been attempted vehicular manslaughter or vehicular manslaughter. And like I say, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. So I guess here lately, because of everything I got going on with the barn and getting the 1950 going in the planter, I've been stressing out over that, and I've probably been pushing myself here lately a little harder than what I should have to try to get things done. Normally this time of year it really gets on me when I got projects like this, and I realize, 2 more months, or probably not even 2 more months, probably like 6 weeks, we're probably going to be looking at starting to work ground and possibly do a little bit of planting around here. It's coming up quick, and like I say, I was stressing over that and trying to just, with the nurse tank, everything we got going on right now, and I've just been trying to push myself hard because I'm worried about money and all that stuff. It's not that I don't have any money, it's just I'm the kind of guy that even if I had $1 million in the bank, if I pull it down to $999,000, I'd be like, oh crap, I spent too much money. That's just how I am about money. I can have plenty of money in the bank, and I'm always worried about money. So, but like I say, somebody upstairs, everybody upstairs, however it worked out, somebody was riding shotgun with me, and somebody was riding shotgun with her, and everybody walked away. I have a little bit of neck pain and some shoulder pain today because of the hit I took, but other than that, I screwed my hand up yesterday getting some parts off of my truck, but Other than that, I walked away without a scratch. She had a couple bruises from where the airbag went off, but other than that, they checked her out in the ambulance. She walked away without a scratch. Nobody had to go to the hospital. I just can't reiterate, everybody was incredibly lucky. And I learned that I probably need to quit trying to push myself so hard, especially working third shift. But I am of the mindset that if I don't get up at a decent time in the afternoon and get some work done, I'm a lazy piece of shit, and I probably need to get myself out of that mindset and let myself get a little bit more sleep and try to not push so hard, and things like this wouldn't happen. But because of that, I totaled my silver truck. When I went up over her hood, the upper and lower A-arm stayed attached to the frame, but it ripped the hub and rim off and pulled it underneath the truck. Took my step bar off, ripped the front rocker panel, or ripped the front quarter panel off. When the tire came back, it pushed up into the driver's side door, folded the front corner of the door, and when it did that, it folded and put like a Z-bend in the driver's side rocker right in the middle of my driver's side door. And then apparently when I went up over, the frame flexed enough right behind the cab that it actually pushed the cab into the bed and crinkled the front of the bed. And then when I landed, it must have came back out straight because the body lines lined back up when it was on the tow truck. But apparently it took when it took that initial shock, the frame must have just did this really quick. And when all that happened, it also took the A-arms and twisted them, and apparently the frame must have sprung back after everything happened, but there was a dent in the frame right behind the upper A-arm knuckle where the A-arm had actually pulled around far enough to dent the frame, and then it must have sprung back. So, hold on here. Alright, sorry about that. That was my plant manager wanting to call and make sure I was okay. I've had more people calling and offering help and whatnot than I know what to do with in the last few hours. Well, last day and a half, because that's happened yesterday morning. But anyhow, so long story short, I totaled the silver truck. It sucks because I love the hell out of that truck. That was a nice truck. But I got that, and the insurance company, the towing company came and got it. It's sitting at their impound lot. Well, it's not an impound lot. It's sitting at their storage lot. And then yesterday, I could not sleep worth a shit yesterday. I was so shook up. So yesterday I basically stayed up, and when the insurance company opened, I called them and got the claim started, and the insurance company wants to move it to their own lot where their adjuster can come look at it, which I told them it's a waste of time. The truck's totaled. It's old enough. You're not going to fix it. If the frame wasn't bent, it would probably be fixable, but with the bent frame, especially this day and age, I don't think they really straighten frames anymore. Especially being it was an 02, they're going to total it. If they don't total it, it would be very surprising, but with the cab damage and everything else going on, they're going to total it. So, basically they wanted me to get all my stuff out of it, so I had most of the stuff out of the cab because the tow truck driver dropped me off at my house. He was nice enough to do that free of charge, so that worked out. Some places will charge you if they gotta take you to your home, but I was literally 2 minutes away from my house. I could see my road from where the accident was. I was looking at it. So he didn't have to take me very far anyway, but anyhow, so Dad and I went over yesterday afternoon after I got the little bit of sleep that I was able to get. Got my fuel tank, my toolbox out of there, got the bed mat out, took that receiver hitch off of it that I just put on because it's a brand new receiver hitch, ain't no seconds to let them scrap it. Took my license plates off, whatnot, and then that's when these fingers happened. I was running the bolts out for the hitch, and one of them was a carriage bolt, and I had my hand on it like this, and they had a little square piece of metal on there to reinforce the frame, and that piece of metal started spinning, and I skinned that finger really bad and skinned that finger really bad, but didn't need stitches. So anyhow, yeah, that sucks. That was a nice truck. Other than the only rut it needed, probably could have used a bed eventually, but the bed on it was fairly solid, and then it needed some rockers. It needed rockers, but other than that, that was a nice solid truck, and it just got fucked up. So anyhow, I was trying to look for another 3/4 ton, which most of you guys are truck that watch my channel are truck guys, and most of you know that the truck market right now is insane, if you can find one. And I was having a kind of a hard time finding 3/4 tons. And Dad and I were just talking about it this afternoon, where he was like, because he's thinking about doing the same thing, because we got the 1 ton if we need to haul anything, and he's got a 3/4 ton. He's got an 07 3/4 ton, that red one you guys have seen before. And he's like, we got these 3/4 ton trucks, and all we do is put road miles on them, and we just run the dog shit out of them. Probably just look for a 1/2 ton. He actually said look for like a little SUV or something. I was like, I'm not buying a crossover. I can't stand to get in them things. They're like cracker boxes. But so now I'm kind of looking at 1/2 tons, and both of our thoughts were, after we started talking about it, buy a 1/2 ton to use for a daily driver, so that A, you're not putting a bunch of miles on a nice 3/4 ton, and B, if something stupid happens, you're not ruining a nice 3/4 ton, since older 3/4 tons that are in good shape are getting harder and harder to find. And you'd have better fuel economy out of a 1/2 ton, and then get a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton to use for the farming. So I actually found another truck. I'm kind of excited to go look at it. As much as I didn't want to have to buy a truck under this situation, but nobody really wants to have to buy a truck under any situation. But I found a 05 Chevy 1500 single cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive with a 4.3 V6 and a 5-speed manual. I've never seen, especially that new, I've never seen a 1/2 ton Chevy fitted optioned out like that, with a single cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive, V6, 5-speed manual. I gotta believe that with the V6 and that manual, that has gotta be at least a 22 mile a gallon truck, at least. As long as it's geared right. And I gotta believe it's not too low a gear, because it's a 1/2 ton. So I'm probably gonna go look at that tomorrow. That's only a couple towns over, sitting at a dealer. Really nice truck. Got newer style rims on it. It's clean truck. I can't see any rust on it. They don't mention any rust on it, so we'll see. But so I'm probably gonna end up with a 1/2 ton. And then my thoughts were I need to get on that 6.2 diesel that I got, that K20. I really need to fix that, or start fixing that thing, so I can drive it and it doesn't turn to shit, because I really would like to at least get it to the point where I can drive it and have fun with it. So my thoughts were either fix that, well, I need to fix the 6.2 to begin with, so I shouldn't say either. Fix the 6.2 to the point where I can get it on the road and actually use it, and then I could throw the fuel tank and stuff in that and use that for the farm truck for the time being. Or if they get this chip situation sorted out, and then all these new trucks that are sitting in these staging lots hit the market, and all the guys that right now have been buying nice used trucks because they were in the market for a new truck but couldn't buy a new truck, so they've been buying nice used trucks. All of a sudden, those guys are going to have the nice new trucks on the market, and the market's going to be flooded with used trucks. This is all in theory. It's kind of, you'd think this is how it's going to play out. And then all of a sudden, the stupid price we're seeing on used trucks right now is going to drop, because the used truck market's going to be so flooded. So then I could either buy a nice 3/4 ton or 1 ton to use around the farm. If I bought a 1 ton, I'd put a flatbed on it and a gooseneck hitch and all that fancy stuff. But so anyhow, long story short, everybody's okay. Truck's totaled, but you can replace a truck. I think I already got a truck found. But I knew that at some point, if people saw a different truck showing up on videos, they'd be asking me what happened to my 3/4 ton. So I figured I'd just put this out there right now. Plus, it's nice it feels nice to talk about it and kind of get it off my chest and whatnot, because I was really, really shook up yesterday. And with everything going on, I really did not want to have to spend more money on a truck when I didn't really need to, because we got all the other outstanding projects soaking up money right now. And I got my seed ordered, and I'm going to pay for that when it gets on delivery, which that's going to be coming up here in probably another month and a half or so. But I have enough money because I went today and checked out my bank account, and I have enough money that I could put money down on a truck, get my barn paid off, pay off the seed bill, and still have a decent chunk of change sitting in the bank to get me through until we start cutting wheat. Well, I got a decent enough chunk of change that I could do all that and still get me through summer until next harvest, but wheat harvest is going to be the next major income of money. So I think it's all going to work out. I just need to calm down, quit stressing about it. Nobody got hurt, nobody went to jail, everything's kosher. So yeah. So sorry that this isn't a farming video. I felt like I needed to talk about this because it makes me feel a little better. So for those of you that stayed this long to get to the end of this video, thanks for listening. Like I say, we should still get some actual farming videos in this weekend. Dad got the stuff to finish, or to get the leaks fixed in that tank, hopefully. So either tomorrow afternoon or Saturday, hopefully we can get that taken care of, get the tank mounted on the frame. And then either Saturday afternoon, depending on how long that takes, or Sunday morning, we might go down, because we're not supposed to have, it's snowing like hell right now, but we're only supposed to end up with about 3 inches out of all this. Hopefully Sunday, we might be able to go down and do some more cutting on them trees in that field. So yeah. Anyway, for those of you that stayed to listen this long to my useless story, thanks for listening. I appreciate you guys that do that for me. It's kind of nice to be able to come on here and just talk every once in a while. For those of you that don't like it, you didn't have to watch, so don't bitch about it. It's kind of where I'm at on this. So everybody's safe. Everything's gonna work out all right. So yeah. Probably gonna be another couple days before I'm completely over this situation, because I keep thinking about how bad it could have went, even though it didn't go that way. That's what just keeps turning up here in the gears. So anyway, thanks for listening. I'm gonna cut her off here because I've already made this video longer than what I wanted. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one when we're back doing actual farming.